Welcome, everybody. My name is Lisa Buffo. I am the founder and CEO of the Cannabis Marketing Association. We really appreciate your time today joining us on this webinar. So if you are unfamiliar with the Cannabis Marketing Association, we are a membership-based organization focused on education and best practices for industry marketers. I myself have been working in this industry 10 years this fall and am a former CMO, cannabis CMO, and founded this organization with the understanding that marketers in this industry are the folks on the front line. They're the ones who know how to do best practices in this space, and that they have evolved over the years, but there's very much so a need for us to have communication and education with each other as legalization has marched on, as we have improved best practices, as more states have come online, and as we really move from over time this state-based model to what is becoming more of a national-based model. And we also know that cannabis marketing is incredibly challenging. The stakes are really high for license holders to make sure that they do it in a compliant way and also do it in a way that allows for differentiation in many of the states, which are very competitive and crowded markets. And we all know that we have many years of disinformation to counter. And a lot of the way we're going to do that is by resource sharing, information sharing, and so on and so forth. So our membership is made up of cannabis marketers largely across the US. We do have a Canadian and international cohort as well. We were founded in Boulder, Colorado, but our members are across all of the states, and we are growing every year. What we do is we host webinars like this very regularly for our members. We do at least once a month, but we'll do more or less kind of depending on the season. We ramp up again in the fall. Things are a little bit slower in the summer, but we've got our whole fall programming about to roll out to you starting, I guess, almost this month, but in September. And we have a Slack channel, we have online resources and downloadables, but everything we do online is recorded and put into our member portal. So for our members, when you join, you get to log in and access that and watch every piece of content, every piece of video that we have done over the last 8 years. So you can learn from our members and can access all of the events we have going on. We also have some research that we are working on right now that we will be sharing with you once that report is done, but we are working on a state of cannabis marketing survey to better understand what's the state of cannabis marketing, what are folks doing, what are folks spending on, what's working, what are your big roadblocks. And that's good to get that baseline for everybody, but it also helps us program to make sure we are meeting our members' needs. We always say that we are in a two-way conversation with our members. So when we have conversations with folks like Deedra and those of you on the call and say, hey, these are the problems we are really having in our 9-to-5 in our day-to-day, we will go find a way to create some programming to help better answer that. And loyalty is something that has come up repeatedly over the years. That's been a consistent theme. So we're really excited to dive into that topic today. Like all of our content, this one is recorded. So we will send this out to all of you after. So if you can't make the whole time or you want to end up digesting it, that will be sent to you by the end of the week. And you can take a look at all of that information. And if you are not a CMA member, please feel free to reach out to us, membership@marketingcannabis.org, to learn about our benefits and how you can access them. We recently just launched a new add-on subscription to our membership called Get Cannafacts, which is a content repository of facts about cannabis. But essentially what we do is take the latest scientific studies and distill that into layman's terms that marketers can use in your communications and your advertising to dispel the myths that the Canna-Curious might be needing that communication about. And overall, the goal is to have the industry and members reach those who are not currently in the market. So the Canna-Curious, those who are looking to get in, but they do need a little bit more communication, and they need that from us. So we're helping to put together good facts and information for you from the scientific community, but in a way that we can better understand. Because as marketers, we have been forced to become, whether we like it or not, compliance experts, scientific experts, and that's not usually our day-to-day language or what we can understand. So having that translation, we believe, is something that will help. So that is available to our members and is something we launched really recently, but we will send some more information out about that. Feel free to engage with us on social media today. We're going to be on Instagram stories, live storying information today. You can tag the TOKE Agency. You can tag Deedra on LinkedIn. However you want, please feel free to share and engage with us. We are a marketing organization, so obviously we're going to have to make that plug. And if you share anything, we're happy to reshare it as well. And if you have questions, again, at any point throughout this webinar, feel free to put them in the chat. Deedra will for sure answer them at the end. If she feels like answering them at the moment that you ask, she will, but that is totally up to her. And if you have any technical issues, feel free to message the hosts in the chat, and myself and our team will do our best to help you out. And with that, I'm going to pass it over to Deedra. Deedra, thank you again so much for taking the time today, and feel free to take it away from here and tell the audience a little bit more about yourself.
Awesome. Thank you. Okay, so just to make sure you can see my presentation okay. Okay, perfect. So hi, I'm Deedra Baker, and I am the marketing manager at the TOKE Agency. I've been in marketing for maybe about 6 years or so now, and working in the cannabis space for 2.5. And today we're really excited about diving into how to make your cannabis brand much more than just another dispensary on the block, and really a place where your customers feel connected and valued. We're going to explore how a deep understanding of your customers and knowing your brand's unique personality and a well thought out loyalty program can really set you apart. So we're going to start out by really thinking about your target market. So getting to know your customers means really going beyond their age or the products that they may purchase from you. And it's really more about understanding like what they want and desire, right? And so we'll dive into how to gather and use that information to really tailor your brand experience, making every visit to your dispensary really memorable and personal. And then we're also going to talk about what makes your dispensary unique. So is it the vibe? Is it the products or the staff? That's your brand's personality and really what's going to draw people in, right? So we're going to discuss how to define and showcase that personality. And then how do you make that the foundation of your loyalty program? Because that's what's going to draw people back, right? So it's not just about giving points or giving out promos and wonderful discounts. It's about really creating those relationships with your customers. And we're also going to explore how to design a program that goes beyond those transactions and makes your customers feel recognized and valued, which encourages them to ultimately return to your dispensary. So by the end of the presentation, you're going to have a clear vision of how to differentiate your cannabis dispensary and build a loyal customer base. So let's get down to the bottom line, which we all know is return on investment. So we're talking about getting high on ROI and making your dispensary really the go-to destination in your market. And at the heart of it all lies customer retention. And so with the right loyalty program, you can really grow a dedicated following of your customers who always choose your dispensary first. And leveraging a loyalty program can really energize your brand. So from enticing promos to targeted, timely text and email communication, we're going to talk about how to keep your consumers coming back for more. So you're probably wondering already, well, how do I get started? And what we like to do at the very beginning is understand your target market, right? So look at the data from your current customers through surveys, through reviews, through your point of sale or your current customer relationship management systems, and also ask your bud tenders. So they know a lot about the customers that are coming in, and they can give you a lot of information about your target market. And there's some questions that we like to ask to really get down to some of the nitty-gritty for our target market. So that's like really simple. Who are your customers? Think about their age, their gender, their income, and their education. And then also think about what are their wants, right? So are they looking for really premium grade cannabis products, or are they more interested in budget friendly options? Are your customers looking for expert guidance or recommendations from your bud tenders who really know a lot about the strains or products and different benefits of each? Or maybe your customers appreciate dispensaries that provide educational resources through blogs or seminars or other informational materials. Another really important question to ask is, what problems do your customers face, right? So maybe they're using cannabis for pain relief, anxiety, or insomnia. Or maybe you're in a rec state and they're using cannabis for recreational purposes and, in social gatherings. It's also really important to ask yourself, like, what are the characteristics of your customers? Maybe you're catering to seasoned cannabis enthusiasts who have an extensive knowledge, or maybe you also have a lot of beginners who are coming in who need a lot more guidance. They need a lot more education through the types of materials you're putting out in store, through bud tender interactions, or even through text and email or social media posts. And you also want to think about like how your customers are engaging with your dispensary anyway. So are they providing feedback? Are they giving you weed maps, Leafly, or Google reviews? Are they participating in promotions or in-store activations and events? Are they following you and interacting with you on social media? You can also think about in general, like, what are their hobbies? Where do they hang out? What types of media do they consume? Are they looking for specialty products? Um, like, are they coming into your dispensary specifically for types of products that you carry, or because your bud tenders know their first name and they know their favorite strain or favorite product? Or maybe your dispensary hosts really incredible events, and so folks are coming back because of that sense of community. And so really understanding your target market and who your customers are is the foundation for all of your marketing, but also for your loyalty program, because you're able to then tailor all of your messaging and your loyalty program to their specific wants and needs. And once you know your target market, you can really explore how you want to interact with them. So one of the best ways to do that is by actually getting to know your brand archetype. And your brand archetype is just, a fancy way of saying your personality. And knowing this gives you a more exciting and engaging way to interact with your customers. So it helps you tell authentic stories that people can really relate to, helping you stand out in a very crowded market. And it also helps you meet your customers' expectations. So you can think of your brand as a character in a story, reflecting distinct traits and values. So some brand archetypes leave an impression or foster connections, while others might provide more structure or yearn for paradise. All of them have unique naming conventions like the hero or lover or sage or creator. And by leveraging these archetypes, you can actually shape your brand identity that resonates with your audience on a much more profound and an emotional level. So at the TOKE Agency, our brand archetype is the girl next door. And this really stems from our founder, especially Lisa Williams. But we've really embodied it as a brand as well. And so it's kind of like when you get on a Zoom call with Lisa or with one of us at TOKE, or you see us in person, one of the first things that people often say is they feel like they could be our friends. And so we often hear how personal and approachable we are as a team, how comfortable we make others feel. And so we also want to stay true to this brand archetype on our social posts. We stay true to that on our website, through our DMs, and any other email communication. And so if you're curious about your brand archetype, we actually have a brand archetype quiz. You can scan the QR code here on the slideshow, sorry. And then it's really quick. There's just a few questions that you'll answer, and we give you this great information about your brand archetype that you can sort of start then building your marketing foundation on and your loyalty program on. So the brand archetype is really your secret sauce that makes your brand stand out from the crowd. And by tapping into the power of your personality, you're not just selling a product, you're really creating a deeper emotional connection with your customers. And this leads to enhanced loyalty and retention, better conversion rates, and ultimately a better return on investment. And when you choose an archetype that really aligns well with your brand's values and mission, it's the foundation for all of your marketing strategy, including your loyalty program. And some of you are probably familiar with this, but a loyalty program is simply a marketing strategy that rewards your customers for continued patronage. It's really designed to encourage repeat business by offering incentives like reward points, discounts, or exclusive access to new products or events. And this can lead to improved customer retention, increased sales, and a much more profitable business. Your brand archetype will help you attract and retain the right customers. It also helps you keep your messaging consistent and on point, which makes your brand feel more reliable and trustworthy, ultimately increasing ROI. So by tailoring your loyalty program to your brand's unique personality and values, you can effectively market to the right people in the right place at the right time. And here's how you can do it. So you'll understand your archetype so that you can shape your loyalty program to match your brand's vision and mission. So this keeps things consistent and makes sure that your brand stays true to itself. And it also helps attract customers who really connect with what you stand for. So, for example, let's say your dispensary really values community involvement. You could reward customers for participating in community service events or donating to local charities. An example of this that happens a lot, especially in the holiday season, maybe do a food drive. That ties back into a raffle or giveaway. One of our clients did a back to school supplies drive earlier this month. They had a great turnout. And if folks gave 5 items off off the list of school supplies, they were entered into the raffle. So that's if you're like super community focused, those are just some ideas for that approach. But it's kind of the idea of like staying true to your brand and infusing that through all of the marketing that you do, but also into your loyalty program, and then how you're communicating with your audience and your target market. Because they're going to be interested in the community because you're interested in the community. And once you get to know your target market and really understand their preferences and their behaviors, you can speak to them directly about what they love. So if your customers are super interested in inclusivity or exclusivity, excuse me, you can really roll out VIP experiences. Think about sneak peeks for products, swanky invite-only events, all of those kinds of things built into your loyalty program. And you can use your loyalty program then in combination with social media as a platform to communicate your brand story and build that emotional connection with your customers. You can do this by showcasing staff, show behind the scenes information, share favorite strains, favorite products, highlight your bud tenders so that you have that personal touch, and it builds trust with your customers. Discuss and educate popular strains or favorite products, or maybe best sellers through your loyalty program. That could be through text and email communications. It could be through bundling deals or different types of promos. It could be a vendor pop-up where your vendor comes in and is doing education on that product for you on site. But ultimately, what you want to do is share your stories of your involvement in your local community. Share the background of your bud tenders. That's what people like to see. They want to see a face behind the brand, and really connect with your target market that way. Because loyalty programs are ultimately much more than just rewards. It's about building those customer connections. So when you align your loyalty program with your brand archetype, you can attract and retain the right customers. And this helps, again, you can market to the right people in the right place at the right time. By offering personalized experiences that cater to individual preferences, you can make customers feel really unique and understood. And this personal touch really nurtures emotional connections, transforming those occasional buyers into steadfast advocates. And over time, these relationships really blossom into a thriving community of customers who actively support and champion the dispensary. So then they're spreading the word within their own family groups or friend groups. And remember, the numbers don't lie. So you can build a community and get high on ROI. And we're going to talk a little bit about some statistics here. So implementing loyalty programs is a proven method to foster repeat business by rewarding customers for ongoing support. This strategy really cultivates a loyal customer base, but also mitigates the risk of losing them to competitors. So there's a study that was conducted by Bain and Company that states that even a marginal 5% increase in customer retention rates can yield a substantial boost in profits ranging from 25 to 95%. And customers who are enrolled in loyalty programs tend to have higher spending tendencies, often making larger purchases to accrue more points or capitalize on exclusive offers. And according to insights from Bond Brand Loyalty, members of loyalty programs contribute 12 to 18% more revenue to businesses compared to non-members. So a well-structured loyalty program can really serve as a distinctive competitive advantage for dispensaries, setting them apart from folks in the crowded market. And these kinds of programs often become a really unique selling proposition, attracting new customers while retaining existing ones. And research indicates that a significant 73% of consumers are inclined to recommend brands equipped with robust loyalty programs. And beyond fostering just customer loyalty, these programs can significantly impact profitability by actually trimming down your marketing and acquisition expenses. So retaining existing customers is much more cost effective than acquiring new ones. And this was actually outlined by the Harvard Business Review, which suggests that acquiring a new customer can be up to 25 times more expensive than retaining an existing one. So, recognizing and rewarding customer loyalty can profoundly influence a dispensary's brand image and reputation, underscoring a commitment to customer satisfaction and overall gratitude. This is really a positive brand image. It fosters trust and a deeper customer loyalty, and it really lays a foundation for sustained success. So the next couple of slides, we're actually going to show you some stats from some of our clients. And these are some results by incorporating a brand strategy and understanding their brand archetype, and then creating a customer journey map. So we actually incorporated a 12 Days of Cannabis Glory text and email campaign into their existing loyalty program for a brand with 2 dispensary locations. And this included 22 campaigns for the month of December that highlighted their holiday specials as well as educational information. And we yielded an impressive return on investment with a small cost per conversion. One of our clients was also new to the market in 2023, and they opened up 15 locations pretty quickly, and actually experienced in their first holiday season. And we amped up their loyalty program with a focused holiday campaign as well, that also included 12 days of deals, as well as product spotlights to educate their consumers on their specialty products. And we definitely had supreme results for this one as well. And so when it comes to launching and maintaining a loyalty program that really clicks with your customers, it's all about staying true to your brand identity. And that means making sure your program reflects your brand's missions, the values, and your brand's image, creating a seamless and consistent experience that your customers will love. And of course, the rewards you offer play a big part in keeping them engaged, but you want to make sure they're meaningful and desirable, and that it's something that really motivates your customers to get involved with your dispensary. Create a customer journey map to help you understand your customer's experience. This involves visualizing your customer interaction milestones with your brand from initial awareness to post-purchase. And this helps you identify critical touch points, understand their needs and pain points, and it really optimizes their journey for a better overall experience with your dispensary. And by mapping out the customer journey, you can tailor your loyalty program and marketing efforts to better meet your customers' needs, ultimately increasing their satisfaction and loyalty to your dispensary. Of course, clear communication is really, really important. You want your customers to understand exactly how the program works, how they can earn rewards, and then also how they can cash them in. We've found that it's really important to keep it simple and straightforward. The easier it is to use, the more likely they're going to stick around, the more likely they're going to tell their friends, and the more likely all of those folks are going to keep coming back for more. It's really useful to gather feedback from your customers regularly. That way you can tweak and fine tune the program better to suit their needs and preferences. And don't be shy about promoting your program either. So use all of your marketing channels to spread the word and let everyone know about the awesome benefits they can get by joining. So that includes in-store signage. Maybe that's exit bag postcards or brochures posted on social. Remind folks about referral programs. Remind folks about how they can use their rewards. Remind folks about how many points that they have through text and email. And of course, always, always, always monitor and track your program's performance. Look at the data, analyze the results, and then use those insights to really make smart decisions about future enhancements. That way, you can keep your loyalty program fresh, effective, and most importantly, something that keeps customers coming back for more over and over again. So loyalty programs are really the secret ingredient to keeping your customers coming back for more at your dispensary. They're not just about giving out rewards or discounts. It's much more about giving them reasons to choose you over the dispensary down the street. And a key part of this, like we've been talking about, is really understanding your target market and understanding your brand archetype. And when you align your brand with its archetype, you'll ramp up your ROI and stand out in the crowd. If you haven't already, I encourage you to go ahead and take our brand archetype quiz. You can scan this QR code. It's super quick and insightful, and it will help you discover your brand's unique personality and how you can ultimately leverage that to strengthen your loyalty program and overall marketing strategy. And if you're considering or already using systems like Alpine IQ or Spring Big, TOKE has actually got you covered there too. We're certified on both platforms, so you can save time and money and focus on what matters most, growing your dispensary's business. And if you're ready to get started with a tailored loyalty program that resonates with your customers and you need some help, we're here for that as well. My contact information is on the slide here, and I can share that again in the chat as well. The TOKE Agency, of course, has a website, thetokeagency.com. We're on LinkedIn, Instagram, Facebook, and X as well. So I'm going to stop sharing so I can see the chat better and we can do some Q&A. Does anyone have any questions?
Anyone have questions for Deedra on anything she has presented or anything at all regarding loyalty?
So, price and location. So, the TOKE Agency works with anyone in the United States, so across markets. More money by selling information. I'm not sure I understand that question. So yeah, something that we look at always though, and this is really important, Kat, is that every state has its own regulations and you have to make sure that you're constantly looking at what those are. Have they changed? We do have a client based in Boston, where we're running a loyalty program with them, and we have not run into any specific restrictions for that client. Um, for a loyalty structure, I think that there's obviously a lot of different ways that you can go with that. I think a tiered structure works really well. There's, of course, like starting out with, spend $1, earn a point. If you have 150 points, you get $5 off. Those kind of lower level, maybe instant gratification type of loyalty tiers. But then you can also kind of go more bang for your buck and set up some really robust tiers so that people kind of save those loyalty points and they can cash them in for a big prize. That could be a swag bundle. It could be a penny eighth, it could be a car, whatever you can think of. But that's a fun way to kind of ramp up your loyalty system as well. Are there any other questions?
And Bella, Kat, and Stephanie, did you get your question answered or want any more clarity there? And thank you, Jessica.
I would have to look more specifically at New York for their state restrictions. I don't have them all memorized by state. I have to always be referring to them. We don't have a client in New York right now, so I'm less familiar with that, but I'd be happy to look at that and share more information.
Thank you, Alice, if I'm saying your name right. Well, Deedra, is there any information you want to share? Website, LinkedIn, email for the audience? We will share your LinkedIn in the recap once we send the video out to anyone. But if you want to, feel free to add that or let everyone know.
Sure, I will just post our website URL here. Oh, reward tactic fitting or not fitting a certain dispensary based on a brand archetype. Well, there are 12 brand archetypes as well. So I would say they're probably less likely to not fit and more so tactics that maybe feel better. So let's say you are like the outlaw or rebel type brand archetype. You might do things that then feel a little bit more out of the box, a little bit less cozy, maybe a little bit more on an outlier of things. Whereas like if you're a lover or caregiver type of archetype, you're probably going to stick more to feel good types of events or so like we had like Women's Equality Day was just on Monday. So if you're a lover or caregiver, you might tap into holidays like that more so than if maybe you're like an outlaw, like an outlaw you might tap into things that feel a little bit more rebellious and maybe a little bit more out there. Does that answer your question, Justin? Oh, I'm sorry. Was that Justin that asked that? Yes. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Any other questions? We have 3 minutes left. If not, or if you think of any later, just reach out to us or Deedra directly. And if you reach out to us, we'll make sure that she gets them. Okay, and we'll close with some announcements for CMA. So right now we have a few upcoming events and things for folks to know about. One is that for our members specifically, we are doing the Future of Cannabis Marketing as a video series this year that we are going to be launching before the end of the year. And we are currently accepting applications for that. So for those who might be interested in applying, who are not a member, please feel free to check it out and also take a look at our member benefits. But that event is essentially, we do 20-minute TED style presentations where we solicit presentations from our members and ask about where they think the future of this industry is going. This year's event in particular, we are looking 2 years out. So we want to see, what do folks see as the future of this industry between now and 2026, and what can folks and marketers do now to prepare for that, given that over the next 2 years, it's likely we're going to be seeing significant change, even though we don't know exactly what that change is going to look like. Like I mentioned, our Get Cannafacts subscription is now live. So if you want to access that content repository of the facts, translating those scientific studies into facts and communication that can be used to reach the canna curious. So to Deedra's point about knowing who your buyer persona is and making sure you understand them and are hitting them with information that will resonate with them, that is our solution to that for the canna curious. And we will be announcing and launching our State of Cannabis Marketing report at the end of the year with the results of that survey. So if you want to take that survey, that is out now and in the link that Emily has sent. And Emily, if you can drop our membership link as well as your email, if you want to learn more about CMA, find out what our membership is about, how you can get involved, how we can help you, tell us about what you need, please feel free to reach out to Emily, our membership manager, at membership@marketingcannabis.org. Happy to schedule a discovery call with you, learn more about you, your needs in marketing, and also tell you about our benefits and how they can help you. And we will be rolling out our fall schedule soon, so please keep an eye out. You all should be on our email list if you signed up for this webinar. Thank you so much for your time today. Please follow us on social media at Canna Marketing on X. It's still weird calling it X to me, but X and Instagram. We're on LinkedIn as well. Facebook, if you guys still use that. I'm barely on it these days, but we still use Facebook. And you can also connect with me or Emily on LinkedIn directly, Lisa Buffo and Emily Wells. And that's where our team is. So thank you so much. If we can give Deedra a big virtual round of applause. Deedra, thank you so much for your time and putting that together, sharing those stats. I shared some of those stats. Those were really helpful and good to see that how much loyalty can really help businesses. So thank you for your time. We'll leave the chat up for about another minute if anyone wants to grab any of those links. Otherwise, we will see you at our next event.